Hello students, welcome to my channel. So in this video, I will explain one of the important data structure, that is queue. As we know, the queue is a linear data structure where the elements are maintained linearly. Now a queue is a linear list of elements in which insertion can take place only at one end, and that is called rear position, and deletions can take place only at another end, and that is called front. Suppose this is a, because as you know that any data structure can be implemented using array as well as using linked list. Now I am preparing one queue using array. Suppose this is a queue, these are the elements, suppose in the queue, and this position, the first position denoted as front position, and this is the last elements position is known as the rear position. So a queue is a linear list where the insertion can take place one end, that is the rear, and deletion can take place from front position. And queues are also called that FIFO list. FIFO full form is first in first out, because the first element in the queue will be the first element out of the queue. So this is a queue, and the representation of queue is in array. Okay, so now what are the properties of queue? What are the properties of queue, or what are the applications of queue? So when a resource is shared among multiple consumers, for example, you can consider that CPU scheduling or the disk scheduling in operating system, we can use queue data structure. CPU scheduling, disk scheduling in the operating system, we can use queue data structure. Also, when data is transferred between two processes, in case of input output buffers, file input output, etc., we can use queue data structure. Also in graph theory, there is two important search algorithm is there. One is the DFS. DFS uses this queue data structure. Another is there BFS, but in this algorithm, the breadth first search algorithm, stack is used. So in DFS, queues has been used. Also in the real life scenario, there is a call center phone system uses the concept of queue to hold the people calling them in an order. So in call center, the queue data structure has been used. And also in the printing machine, you can say, and the printers pulling the documents loaded into a buffer, and then print pulls them of the buffer at first come first serve basis. So in printer we can use this concept of, in printer we can use the concept of queue data structure. Now what are the difference? What are the difference are there in queue and stack? As both these data structure are the linear data structure, but the basic difference is there. Stack is known as LIFO data structure, but queue is known as FIFO data structure. LIFO, the last in first out data structure, and here the queue is first in first out data structure. There is working principle of stack is last in first out, and the working principle of queue is first in first out. Also in stack, the same end is used to insert and delete the element, and there is that position is known as the top position. But in queue, the two position or the two pointer variables are required, one for front, another for the rear. The front position indicates that deletion position and the rear indicates the insertion position. Also, there are different categories of queue, but stack, there is no category of a stack, but queue has different categories like that linear queue, circular queue, priority queue, double-ended queue. So there are four categories of queue, but stack has no category. So these are the differences of between stack and queue. Now, what are the similarities? What are the similarities between stack and queue? As we know that both the data structure and the linear data structure, both are linear data structure. Also, both can be used to store the same types of data. Same types of data we can store in both the data structure. Both have the same insertion position, that is front or a top, and both are useful to solve the real life problem. Like in BFS queue is used, DFS queue is used, BFS stack is used. So in graph algorithm we can use this queue as well as the stack data structure. Now the representation of queue using array. So how do you represent a queue or the linear queue? A simple queue is known as the linear queue. Suppose this is a queue. And there are 6 elements, n equal to 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 4, 5, 6. There are 6 elements. There is a linear queue may be represented in the computer memory using a linear array. Suppose this linear array name is queue. And as we know, it requires to represent that queue, we need two variables. One is the front, and front containing the location of the front element, and the rear containing the location of the rear element. But as you know that in case of insertion and deletion of any element on any data structure, we need to check that two conditions. There is the overflow and the underflow. But what are the conditions? So what will be the conditions? There is how do you check whether insertion there is overflow occurs or the underflow occurs? So if the condition, suppose, because as you know that initially the both front and rear reside at position 0. So if front as well as that rear equals to null or there is 0, that what you can say? So the condition front equal to 0 indicates that the queue is empty. Okay, so what you can say? That is, in case of deletion, we can check that if front equal to 0, then you can check there is underflow. So deletion is not possible. Okay, and suppose there are n element, there is n equal to 6, and whenever an element is that is added to the queue, the value of initially that front as well as that rear will increase by 1. Suppose that if I want to insert at the first element at the queue, suppose the first element is 11, so both front and rear will increase by 1. So both front and rear equals to 1. Now if we want to insert one more data, say 12 in the second position, then only rear will increase. Then only rear will increase. Rear indicates 2. Then again if I want to insert one more data, then rear only increase. Like this. So whenever an element is added to the queue, the value of rear will increase by 1. That is rear equal to rear plus 1. Okay. So like this, when the condition shows the rear equal to n. So like this, rear will come here. You will insert data 14, like this 15. Rear will come here. Rear will come here, and the rear will come here. So when rear reaches to the last element, that is rear equal to n, and it indicates that queue is full. So this is how this insertion occurs. But in case of deletion, suppose this is the queue and you want to delete an element, as I have already told that insertion can take place one end, that is that rear position, but deletion takes place in opposite end, that is the front position. Now if I want to delete a data, so this element will delete first, because that queue follows the concept of FIFO, first in first out. So as element comes first, so element will delete first, so that element will delete from that block or that cell, and accordingly we have to increase the value of pointed by 1. So values of front by 1, and front will come here. So front, now after deleting the first element, front becomes 2. Then if you delete the second element, front becomes 3. Like this it will increase. So like this, if I delete third element, fourth element, fifth element, so both front and rear at the same position, front equal to rear equal to n. So if we delete the last element, then again we have to set the value of front, again we have to set the values of front and rear 0, so that we can check that queue is full or not, queue is empty or not, like this. So this is how that we can represent a queue using array. Now we'll see one algorithm, that is representation of linear queue using array. As you know, there are two basic operation of any data structure, there is insertion and the deletion. So first we check that insertion algorithm. So suppose queue is a linear queue with n elements, and front and rear are the two variables through which we can identify the front position and the rear position of the element, and item is the information to be inserted in the queue. So here you check. Suppose, so now we will execute this algorithm. Suppose this is a queue in n equal to 5 here. These are the positions of the cell. Suppose this is a queue. Now you check. So initially both front and rear are at position 0. So if rear equals to n, then overflow and exit. Now you check, both front and rear are at position 0, so this condition will not execute. So we will check if front equals to rear equals to null, you can say the null or 0. Actually we use null when you represent a queue using linked list, but when you represent any data structure using array, then you will use 0. So if both front and rear are at position 0, now here in this case at position 0, so we will set front and rear equal to 1. So both front So I am denoting front by F and rear by R. So both front and rear will come to the first position. So this part will not execute, else part will not execute. And set Q of rear. So Q of rear denotes this block equal to item. So if item, value of item is 11, so that 11 will insert at that position. Okay. Now second time if we execute that this algorithm, so again you will check rear equals to n or not. No, the rear equals to 1. So these steps will not execute. Then again if front equal to rear equal to 0, no, both front and rear are at position 1. So this part will execute. This part will execute. Rear equals to rear plus 1. So rear will go that position. Then Q of rear equal to item. Suppose 12 is the item to be inserted. So like this it will increase. That rear will increase and accordingly we will insert the values. Accordingly we insert the values. Suppose now that value of rear is what? 5, and which is the value of n. So now you check. If rear equals to n, true or false? In that case, yes, it is true. Rear equals to n, rear equals to 5. So that means that overflow will encounter and will simply come out from the program. So this is how the insertion operation takes place on Q, and that will be the using array. Now we will check this algorithm, the deletion algorithm. Q front, suppose Q is a linear queue. Suppose this is Q is a linear queue, and suppose n equal to 4 here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Q is a linear queue. Front in rear indicates that insertion position and the deletion position. The rear indicates that insertion position, front indicates the deletion position of the element, and item is the deleted item from the queue. So if front equals to null, or what you can say that you can represent it using 0. So initially both front and rear are at this position. That position, front equals to rear equals to 0. So this if you consider this queue as there is no element in the queue, so this condition will execute. If front equals to 0, yes, then underflow and exit, and in that case underflow will occur. Now suppose you can suppose these are the elements. So here front resides at position 1 and rear resides at the position 4. So what? Set item equal to Q of front. So here item equal to Q of front. So Q of front is what? 12. So this item will delete from the queue, and what will check? If front equals to rear, no, front is not equals to rear, front is 1. So this part will execute. Front equal to front plus 1. So front will go that position 2. And again if you delete that element, we'll check front equals to 0 or not. No. So the step 2 will execute. Item equal to Q of front. Yes, Q of front. So this element will delete and front will increase by 1. There is 3. Again this element will delete, front will increase by 1 and will go to the position 4. Now again you check. If front equals to 0, false. So this will execute. Item equals to Q of front. So this element will delete, and here this condition will execute. If front equals to rear, yes, both front and rear are at the same position. There is 4. So front equals to rear. So what you have to do? We have to set the values of both front and rear to 0. So you have to reset these values, both front and rear, and we will back to the position 0. So this is how this algorithm works. So with this I conclude this video.